What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. This video is entitled Offended by Black Males Humanity. By Black Men Humanity, whatever. Um, I was thinking about this. I saw something on Facebook and it just sparked this Netflix conversation about Luke Cage. And it made me think, like, everybody is offended by us being human beings. And what I mean by that is the spectrum of human emotion and human interaction in some way is offensive to other people who aren't black males. You see, when we're happy, it's offensive and a negative stereotype. People don't like to see us happy. It bothers them for some odd reason. You know, when we're sad, it's offensive because, you know, we're just supposed to suck it up and not only just be men, but be black men and you know, be the martyrs for everybody's uh, misery and take it on the chin. So if you see us mad, sad, that's just a problem. It's oh, you know. The crazy thing about it is, you know, if we're angry, you know, it's offensive because, you know, black men, you can get killed being angry because your anger is offensive to the world. People feel like they're going to die if you're angry. And even if your anger is justified, it's somehow unjustifiable that you're justifiably angry. So that offends people, you know. If you're open, then somehow, you know, it offends people that you're open, and somewhere it's got to be a farce, or you got to be a liar because you can't be so open. Um, that's offensive. If you're closed off and silent, that offends people because they need to know how you're feeling and what you're doing. That's a little too much. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, when you talk too much. When you're quiet, you're too quiet. It's offensive. You know. You know, ask Marshawn Lynch, right? Um, when you're intelligent, when you're smart, it's offensive because, you know, you, it's not you just you know it's not that just nerds get bullied. It's, you know, black kids get bullied because by teachers and faculty. You know, not only other students. You know, because your intelligence is offensive. We don't want you too smart because then you might be smart enough to change some things. So it's offensive. Um, if you're dumb, it's offensive, but it's acceptable because that's what people like and want you to be. But it's still offensive because, you know, you fit the trope of a dumb black male, right? A buck. Um, if you're vulnerable, you're weak. That's offensive because, yeah, if you're breaking or you have a moment of emotion where you shed tears or whatever, you're weak. You know, you're not a man anymore, especially not a black man, right? You know that's you know, it's to the point where you can't even cry at a funeral. You know, because, you know, people want you to just, you know, if you're emotional, it's offensive because you shouldn't be, you know, so emotional. You acting like a woman. Um, if you lack emotions or you void, then that's offensive because you're not human and you're a robot, and now we don't trust what you we're offended that you don't feel anything, that you're just numb to the world. We think you've checked out. You know, if you love something or someone, it's offensive because you know how can I say this? You're under in some ways people feel like you're undeserving of love, of receiving love for one, but more so you're undeserving of having something to be in love with. You know, that people can't fathom that. Like, you know, you shouldn't even be around anything to love. If you're a loner, it's offensive because now, you know, you should be of use to someone. You should be of use to some someone's capitalism, or you should be of use to someone's chivalry. That because you're not involved in those things, it's offensive because you're a loner. You can't. He can't. That's a problem. Um, if you're attracted to someone, it's offensive because people want to justify who you're attracted to. And I'm not even talking about outside of the race. I'm talking about inside my own race. Like, people are going to be offended that you like someone because that's not who you're supposed to like, or they have to qualify what you're attracted to or who you like. You know, if you don't like anyone, oh, that's offensive. You know, what are you gay? Just don't like nobody here. That's a problem. Um, if if you hang out, you know, if you have friends, if you hang out with the guys, that's offensive because if you hang out with your guys, they're gonna at some point call you gay for hanging out with your guys. Um, if you don't hang out with the guys, you hang out with the girls. That's offensive because at some point they're gonna tell you, you're gay for hanging out with the girls. So, just the human experience is always offensive. If you are a free thinker or you speak your mind, that's offensive because people are going to tell you you shouldn't think like that. You should think like this, and I think you should think like this because if you think like I think you should think, then that'll make your world better. I.e., that'll make their world better because you're doing what they want you to do, but they won't say it that way. But it's offensive. If you just go with the flow, that's offensive. Because you don't have a backbone, you don't have a spine, you're not a man. You people are weak. You get trampled on all the time because of this. It's offensive. Um, if if you're looking for peace, that's offensive. Um, because it's going to be looked at as if you're soft. You know, you just want peace, like kind of do to you. That's offensive. If you're looking for war, it's offensive because you know War is only it's not offensive when somebody is warned against you, but it's offensive if you're warned against them. It's like that's out of bounds. You know, if you're good to women and children, that's offensive. Why do I say that? Because people are going to look at you with the side eye and say you're trying to get close to people to stab them in the back. If you're not good to people, it's offensive because it's like, you're not good to people. That's self-explanatory. If you're indifferent, that's offensive because people want you to care even though they don't care about you, and they make it's offensive if you care. It's offensive if you don't care, and it's offensive if you're indifferent because they want you to care or not care when they want you to care or not care. It's crazy, but they're offended by and the reason I'm talking about this because it's funny because brothers at some point you just say, man, look, I'm gonna do me. I ain't got time for all this, and it's offensive to trailblaze and go your own way. How dare you put you first? That's not what you're here for. That's offensive. If you put yourself last, it's offensive because then that means you're not a real go-getter because you don't have killer instinct or you too selfless. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, if you can pick a great black leader in America, and America was offended by their cause and their humanity. America was offended by Martin Luther King. America was offended by Malcolm X. America was offended by Medgar Evers. America was offended by Muhammad Ali. America was offended by Marcus Garvey. America was offended by Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. America is just offended. Jesse Jackson was offensive. Like, you name them, you line them up, knock them down. Everything they stood for in life and death at some point was marginalized and somebody took a shot at it. It was offensive. Jesus is offensive. Jesus and God are so offensive, they had to change colors. Just Christianity was offensive because the people in it look like me. It wasn't. It's not palatable unless you change the color. So it's hilarious to some degree because I don't think we care that you're offended by us being human beings. Whatever. But it's just a topic. So tell me what you think. We out.